channel. So today I asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted to see, and I've kind of had this picture saved on my iPhone for a while. Loads of you guys said that you really wanted to see that recent kind of Kylie Jenner red lip makeup look that she posted on her Instagram not too long ago. I'll insert a picture here, or you would have seen it in the obviously thumbnail or in the intro. Yeah, it's a super kind of minimal eye makeup look. I know she is never really too eccentric with her eye looks, but she just looked so sophisticated and so glam, and I really liked the hair in it as well. This is only really a makeup tutorial. The hair, I do explain how I do it at the end, but obviously super simple, just curled and in the middle parting. But yeah, so if you like the look of this makeup, then please keep watching. Okay, so let's get our hair out of the way. Double horns as always. Yes, I am in a robe because so is she, and who needs clothes? Also, I have my fan on in the background, so I really hope it's not annoying and you can't hear it, but it is so hot, and if I open my window I feel like that's louder, so bear with. So I'm going to go ahead and do a skin first, and I am going to go in and moisturise my skin with my MAC Strobe Cream. All products that I use are listed down below and make it easier for you to find. So I just like to apply that, oh my god, that's quite a lot. I like to apply that straight to my skin, and then as you guys know I always blend it in with a brush. I think I saw that all originated from, I think Lauren Curtis used to do that, so I always do it. So this is just going to moisturise our skin. I love the smell of strobe cream as well. It smells so good. Okay, on to priming our skin. I am going to use the Benefit Professional Primer and just kind of apply that more on like my nose and my T-zone, because that's where I find I have the most like open pores and where I lose foundation if I ever do, like the quickest. So just kind of like around there, and then I'm just going to press that in with my fingers this time. Oh, this smells nice too. Then I'm going to use my all-time favourite foundation. This is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk in the shade 6.5. I think the Kardashians and the Jenners actually use this one a lot as well. So yeah, staying true to that, and also because it's my favourite too, I'm going to apply that to my skin, and I'm just going to press that in using a Real Technique sponge. Even though normally with winged eye makeup I do that first, her one is, she always wears her eyeshadow relatively basic, and it's using like a lot of matte shades, so I'm not going to be using any like pigments or anything, so there shouldn't be any fallout. So I'm going to go ahead and do my skin first. Shocker. As you can see, I'm just matching this to the colour of my neck because my face is rather pale. After foundation is onto eyebrows, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera real quick. I have an updated brow routine coming very soon, don't you worry. I always link my old one down below anyways, but yeah, so be right back. So with eyebrows done, we're going to move on to the eye makeup, just in case, since we've done skin first, we might need to like tighten up the liner with concealer and stuff like that. But before that, I am going to take what I am going to use for concealer, which is the Sleek Medium Contour Kit, and I'm going to take this colour here and really sculpt out my brow with it. I've seen in her like tutorials and stuff, she is one to sculpt out her eyebrows, so I'm just going to take a small like synthetic brush like this, concentrating it like mainly under the arch. I'm just really using that to sharpen up the brow and give us a highlight. Brows on fleek. Just blend it down. Then I'm going to go ahead and prime my eye, and I'm just going to use my MAC my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC35, just because I plan to put this on my skin a bit later anyways. So this one actually has priming qualities to it, as it's Pro Longwear. So I'm just going to use that as my primer as well. Don't want to cancel out the highlight though, so don't take it up too high. Like that, and then I'm just going to set that with powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and do one eye off camera, just because I have no idea what I'm doing yet, so I'm just gonna have a little play, and then once I'm happy with it, I will show you how I do it and do the other eye for you. Okay, so like I said, once we've primed and set our eye in place, I'm gonna take the Zoeva Warm Spectrum palette, and I'm gonna go in with this color here. She had a really intense brow bone highlight, so this is what we're gonna use for that first. Most of the eyeshadows that we are gonna be using are from this palette, and then, but there's just one Makeup Geek one. So just kind of pressing that quite intensely underneath the brow bone, because like I said, hers is really intense. Concentrating it under the arch and then just kind of like dusting it out. And then dragging it down. Then just taking Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek, as this is a slightly warmer colour that the palette doesn't have, and I prefer something slightly warmer in the crease anyways. So I'm just taking this on a fluffy brush, I think this is my Sigma E40, and just blending that in. We're not going to be messy like we normally would, just because obviously we're not wiping away with a wipe, we're going to be doing it with the concealer. So kind of be a bit more precise with application with this. Just buffing that into the crease, not taking it too far out. But speaking of eyeshadows, what are your guys' thoughts on the Eyeshadow palette? I liked it at first, and then the more I looked at it, the more I thought, one, that looks familiar, and like, two, I'm pretty sure I could make that palette out of stuff that I already own, like it's nothing crazy. But then again, Kylie isn't really experimental with her makeup anyway, so I wouldn't expect any kind of like different colours from her. But there was a lot of controversy I saw about it being really similar to the Shan XO palette, or like the Morphe 350 and stuff, and people are just waiting to hear on the price point to be like, you don't need that Kylie palette, you're only buying it for the name, not the actual product. Yeah, with that colour you don't want it to be too intense, so we're just going to stop there. Going back into the Zoeva palette, I'm taking this medium brown shade here on a smaller fluffy brush and just buffing that into the crease. I do feel bad for her sometimes, in the sense that everything she brings out, everyone accuses her of copying someone or they're being duped, but it is hard to come up with something completely like not on the market, just because they don't tend to sell as well. Like, most people prefer warm colours, most people prefer nude liquid lipsticks, do you know what I mean? Like, it's quite hard. Then I am going to mix these two colours together. What she had on her lid was pretty neutral, so I'm going in with this kind of colour and then this slightly darker colour. Just pressing that on. Then going back in with the fluffy brush we used to apply that medium brown, and just using that to soften any edges and blend it all together. Then taking this dark brown here on a even smaller fluffy crease brush, I'm just going to use that to define our socket even further. This is going to be the last colour that we use, because her eyes were very smoky, but it was all brown shades and very minimal. So I'm just going to use that, kind of concentrating it mainly on the outer portion of the eye. Just taking it across to cut it up slightly, and just blending that upwards into the lighter brown. Her inner corner highlight was actually really gold and shimmery, so I'm going to use what I'm going to use on my cheeks as a highlight. And this is the Jane Iredale 24 karat gold dust in gold, and this is phenomenal on the cheeks, as you'll see, but just as nice as an inner corner highlight as well. I'm going to take that little shader brush that we used for the lid colour and just press that in. You can take up a tiny bit as well so it all blends together, but concentrating that on the inner part like that. Now it's time for eyeliner. I'm going to use a pen to do this, just because her flick was really kind of like 50s, 60s, like Bridget Bardot? Or like Bardot inspired. So I'm going to use a pen liner to do this, and this is the Zoeva Cat Eye pen, and this is the kind of shape that I'm going to be going for. It is really hard to film this part, but I will film towards the end, just because I really need to like look down, and the amount of times I've tried to film it and it's not worked out because I've like gone off camera is a joke. But I always link a winged liner tutorial down below. So I've just gone ahead and done the lid liner. As you can see, I've not taken it all the way into the inner corner and kept it really thin until about here. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the wing, but she kept it quite small, like I said. So I'm going to take it out to about there. Yeah, now I'm just going to go ahead and apply mascara, and then I'll show you the lashes that I'm going to use. So this is kind of what it looks like with just mascara, and I think, to be honest, the Jenners or Kardashians, they don't really wear lashes anymore, but that's because they get lash extensions, so they've got naturally long, fluffy lashes. So they're the kind of style that I am going to use. But first, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Full Spectrum Pencil in Espresso and just go into my upper waterline. I'm also going to put this on the bottom, but for now, just under the top. You can just leave it there if you just like mascara with this look, but I'm going to go ahead and apply lashes, and these are the Velour lashes in the style It's So Fluffy, just because they're super wispy and natural. So I'm going to go ahead and apply them now and show you what they look like with them on. This is the eyes with the lashes on. I'm now going to go back and finish off the face, and then we will be back to finish off the eyes, if that makes sense. So for concealer, I'm going to be using two different products. I'm going to be going in with my MAC NC35 Pro Longwear again, just to kind of conceal, not to brighten, but just to conceal any darkness underneath the eyes. And also this is the one I'm going to use to sharpen up the winged liner, just because I personally don't like that look of a really like white cut liner. And I'm then just going to blend that into my skin using my sponge again. I actually really love this look. It's like really minimal but glam at the same time. Then to actually add some brightness and then also to contour with as well. Again, taking the Sleek Medium Contour Kit and the lightest colour on the same brush, and then just concentrating that on the places I want to highlight, because she had quite a bright under eye. In the picture, it didn't really look like she was wearing a lot of bronzer. It was almost just more kind of contour. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the coolest colour of this contour kit and just apply that to the hollows of my cheeks, and just to define them slightly. And I'm just gonna use the same duo fibre brush just to blend that in. And then for setting underneath my eyes, hers, like I said, were really bright, so I'm going to use a slightly different product today. I'm going to go ahead and use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette and take the Diffused Light Colour. I do have that in a singular, but I wanted to use this just because of the blusher shade in it as well. This palette, unfortunately, is discontinued, but down below I've linked both the kind of like separate products. But I am going to take a bit of RCMA loose setting powder just to set the rest of my face, as like I said, it was quite matte, and this is just going to make sure everything is locked in place as well. For the tiniest bit of bronzer, I'm going to take MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Golden, just because I've said this before, it's like the perfect bronzer if you just want something really subtle. And in the look, she definitely wasn't wearing a huge amount of bronze, but I can't imagine she wasn't wearing none. So I'm just going to dust that lightly. This is also going to be good to set the contour in as well. Then taking this blusher from the same palette, I think it's called Luminous Flush. I think so, I've linked it down below anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to my cheeks, being not super heavy-handed, but enough that it's going to show up quite obviously, because yeah, that is definitely one thing that you notice in the photo. Once you're happy with your blusher, go ahead and apply a highlight. I am going to go ahead and use the 24 Karat Gold Dust from Jane Iredale, and I've been obsessed with this at the moment. With the skin complete, we can now move back on to the under eyes and finish off the look. So to finish off my eye, I'm going to take that medium brown colour from the Zoeva palette that we used on the eyes already and just really buff that and smoke that out on my lower lash line. She took it quite far down and really winged out as well, like that. And then going back in with that pencil from Makeup Geek, just really lightly running that in our waterline. Then you want to go ahead and apply your bottom lash mascara, and then that is the eye look complete. So this is what the finished eyes look like. I really love this. It's super minimal and like really I found quite easy to do as well. So now let's move on to the lips. For lips, I'm going to take the Follow Your Heart lip pencil from MAC and just line them or overline them or whatever. But then for the lip, I'm going to take the Nude Sticks Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Crayon in the colour Stiletto. So this is the finished makeup look. I'm now going to go ahead and curl my hair and kind of finish off the inspired look. I do have a get ready with me coming up where I curl my hair, and I've curled my hair in loads of videos before using like a big barrel and in an outwards motion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will show you the completed look. So this is the finished hair and makeup look together. I literally just curled my hair and then parted it in like the way that she had and gave it a bit more volume at the top. So it's kind of a really like 60s inspired. So I really like this makeup look. If you guys like this makeup look, make sure to give it a thumbs up for more inspired looks and subscribe if you haven't already. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye guys!